Hello and welcome to another bite-sized training video with me, Simon Lambourne. In this video we're going to talk about charts in Excel to illustrate actual versus target data. Two particular ones we're going to look at. First one being a bar chart where we have overlapping bars where the target overlaps the actual. And the second one will be a column chart from which you can use floating target markers to display where your actual needs to meet. First one we're going to look at is a bar chart with the overlapping bars. So if I have some simple data in this sheet here, we have different teams in different regions. We have their figures in row 3 and their targets in row 4. I just want to create a simple bar chart first of all. Now I'm using Office 2013, but the instructions are very similar to do in Office 2010 and obviously Office 2016 as well. So I'm going to create the bar chart first of all by highlighting the information I need. I'm going to go to the Insert ribbon bar, and you have all your different charts here available for you, but the first one I'm going to create is a bar graph. So I'm going to go to the bar graph option at the top. I'm just going to do a standard 2D bar graph, which we can see places it straight into the sheet for me. I'm just going to position it over here and make it slightly larger, just so we can see it a bit easier. So initially when you place the chart into the sheet, you have two separate bars, obviously one for target and one for actual. Now the plan is to overlap the target on top of the actual so I can see a bit more clearly the distance from which I need to either create more sales or if I've already hit my target. The first thing we need to do is to take our mouse and right click on any of the actual bars, any of those red bars there. And right click onto it and I can go to Format Data Series, which allows me just to change the individual bars, in this case just on the actual. Now as soon as you choose that on the right hand side, we can see we have the options to change the particular series as an individual. And the first thing we need to do in order to overlap it is to plot onto a secondary axis. And as soon as you do that, you can see it immediately starts to overlap onto the actual bars. And it has also created a separate axis title at the top of the screen. Now at the moment, because you can see Team North and Team West, they've kind of overlapped their targets already. You can see they're kind of spilling out at the side there. But Team East and Team South, the actual is not as high as the target, so we need to be able to fix that. Now, in order to be able to set those up, we need to change what's called the gap width, which you'll find on the right side there. If I make that slightly smaller, you can see that it's now starting to actually work, and I can see the blue bars behind my actual chart. Now, what we want to do is make the blue bars slightly larger so we can actually see the gap between them. So if I this time click on any of the blue bars, it immediately changes my set of options here to be able to change the blue bars as opposed to the red ones. So in this case, if I make the distance slightly larger, and now you can clearly see where the target bar is overlapping the actual bar. Now as far as the secondary axis goes at the very top here, we obviously don't need it because we have the lines at the bottom here and we also have 5,000, 10,000 and so forth. So in order to remove the secondary axis titles and bars, you can simply left click on the actual secondary axis bar there and press delete, and that is now gone. So here we have a bar chart representing overlapping bars with the actual and the target facing over it. So it kind of creates a different actual way of being able to view your charts in a different manner. Now, the second chart we're going to take a look at with similar data is using a column chart. So the columns this time are going to go into a vertical manner as opposed to a horizontal manner like we just saw in the bar chart. So once again, I'm going to highlight all the data, go to the Insert ribbon bar, choose my column charts. Again, I'm just going to go for a standard 2D column chart. And there you can see we now have bars next to them going in a vertical manner this time. Now at this stage, what we need to do is need to change what the actual and the target bars differ in terms of this. So with the target bars, they don't need to be actual bars. What we need to do is right click on one of the target bars and choose Change Series Chart Type. Now we actually need to create and change the target bars into a line graph. That does look a bit strange when you come to look at it initially, but this will create the basis for our column chart with the markers available. As soon as you choose Change Chart Type in Office 2013, it will ask you which type of chart would you like the target to be. I don't want it to be a column chart or a cluster column. I would like it to be a simple line graph. So I'll just choose the line graph there and then click OK. And now I have a line being based upon my target. At this stage, because I want the markers to only be visible and not the lines, what I'll need to do is right-click on the line, go to Format Data Series, which will show up on the right-hand side again. Now, it's not the series options we need, it's actually in terms of fill and line. So we have to change this. First thing I need to put is a more obvious marker on my screen. So we choose Marker and Marker Options. I can decide on a built-in one onto this. Now for this one, I can change the type. I'm just going to go for a simple line on here and start to make it a little bit larger. You can see that starting to appear on my chart at this stage. I'd recommend probably about a size of roughly about 18 or 19. Now to get rid of the lines themselves and leave just your markers on the screen, then we need to choose Line and No Line, from which there you can see your markers are kept with your target and your bar is either showing that you have reached the target or not. And obviously if any of your data changes, so for example if the target for Team North was changed from 25,000 to 30,000, then your chart will instantly change after that. For more videos and for more bite-sized instructional guides, please visit our website at www.definetomorrow.co.uk. Thank you very much.